else just to put some pins in it, because it's fitting. Because the reason I'll go through this just in case, obviously you've lost your things or whatever. These bits underneath here are just tabs. Excuse me. They are probably to. I'm going to forget now. It's the washout, is it? Yes, the washout. So this is to produce the washout, and then once you flip it over, you cut these off, and then you stick them down. So all this is just a guide, the front guide to. I don't know if you can see that above. There you go. The front guide. There you go. Just to hold them in place while we glue the rest of the aviation spars in. Here, I think you can just about see that, is an hedral angle template against the outside face of W1. So what I've done, I did, well, I don't know where the tracing paper is, there it is. I did trace it, there we go, and then on timber, and then cut it at 86 degrees, and then just made sure that I was there. So, and then all I'm going to do is I'll probably pin it, maybe, I don't know. I was going to make some little wings, but no. I'll just do that so we've got the right dihedral. I will pin it actually, and then glue. I've got two of them, so I'll put one here, one here, to give that the right dihedral. And I did pre-drill a hole, so I used my little sexy drill that we've shown before, with my little sexy drill bit that I shall put over there so I don't break it, because I didn't want to split the aviation. The aviation, is it aviation wood or is it aviation balsa? Interesting to find out. I think it's aviation wood. I don't know. All I know, it's a tree. Alrighty, so we've got a cam in a different position. It's kind of like coming down on the side, which hopefully it should be anyway, just to give you a bit more in depth what I've done. So I did clamp these, so the dihedral would be the correct degrees against the timber, which are the same as 86 degrees. Excuse me. And then I just pinned them down to make sure they didn't move about in bits and pieces. The same with all these ribs. I did pin them down, apart from the last ribs are too small, so I'll just put the ribs, the pins either side, just to keep it level. And then when we go to glue in a minute, I'm just going to put this about it, just to make sure that that's nice and level, because the last thing we want to do is dodgy. Now you probably can't see it from there, but some of these ribs come over this dotted line, and this one do not. And it's the same with the back, so I presume there's a reason for that, but I'm not going to go too much into that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to glue this with probably, I think I was going to use I think I'll just use white glue for this. It's all going to be covered up to give it a bit more strength and flexibility, rather than cyano or super glue. And then I'm going to do this one, which goes from number 1 to number 6, and then presumably from what it calls, it's like a piece of cut balsa, 5mm balsa, that goes on the back of that, and then obviously presumably we shape on that. It's very, I mean, you know, this is quite unclear. This is, as I say, this build is more of a bit of a master's build, that you don't really need pictures or writing or anything. You know what you're doing, where me, I don't. Okay, so here we go, we're all dry. I've left the clamps on for now just to keep it there, but I put both spars in, and we're ready to rock and roll. Now it does ask for, at the back here, I've got to cut that down, but at the back here, if I just make sure that I'm correct on that, this is what got confused, and I now know what it means. Is that on the front here, there's like there's a piece of 3mm balsa sheet, and then obviously there's another balsa front that fits on top of that at some point, but it says that now fit the inner leading edge made from 3mm balsa. So the inner leading edge kind of threw me a bit. So, and then the trailing edge here, between this one back here, is 5mm. Now I can't find any 3mm that I had, so I have got a plank that I get from SLEC, so which is just about, what is 3mm. So I've got to cut this section, and it just about fits to that section up there. I've got to cut that section down, get the right angle on it, as I say, so you know, so it comes off this edge. And then I'm going to do the back piece. I'm going to just sand that down, so it's cut it down so it's straight. Also, I noticed that the fronts of these I needed to use. I've got like it's a 180 grit, just to that line. I've sanded them down so the chamfers are here. But the front here, it doesn't seem to be long enough, the same as here, just a little bit. So that is literally, it's on the angle, literally. So, but it's in the right place as it's on the spar. So I don't know what's happened to this, why it's not long enough. But what I might have to do is possibly get a bit of same balsa as this, like what the sheet that it came out of, cut a piece, stick it to the end, and then chamfer it down so then it's on that edge, because it's quite an important part if it's got to fit on that edge. And you've literally got a corner that's on there. To me, that's not going to be strong enough. Even some of these are not great. And then we're going to sheet this side, and then we can spin it around. There you go, deep-end, rubbed down, made sure that I was only rubbing. As you saw, I did use the blade to get some of the edge off, but then very finally I used my stick and just went along the edge without trying to get onto here, until it was kind of the same arc as it's meant to be. So when I do fit the sheeting, it will fit how it's meant to be. There's also an end piece here that kind of goes up and then straight, so that was a kind of a bit that I did on, which is all lovely and jubbly. As I say, you got the right dihedral now. Everything's kind of, I've just left one pinning just to keep it sturdy, but it is sturdy by the bottom bar. Bar. I think I need the bar. So the next thing would be the sheeting. Now, what I've done, I've just quickly measured, because it does, from what I can see in the pictures, it does it in 3 parts and off the straight edge. So I've done it about 9.5 centimetres. And then I'll just put a bit of timber under here as well, and then get that so I know I'm getting it straight. If I can just get that straight roughly, because I want to leave a lip over so then I can sand it down. And then what I'll do then is I'll just mark up here, mark up there, cut across, and that'll be that sheet. So I think it's about 3 sheets or something like that. I need to measure the sheeting out before I begin. But then once that side is done, all sheeted up, we can then remove it from the board and do the underside, and then we can cut down these little tags that have kept that shape for it, because it's all glued and funky and lovely. And yeah, that was a bit harder than anticipated actually. Okay, so there's one more thing that we need to look at here, is this spar here. Now I can't see anything on the drawings, it hasn't got a cutout on here. I've just set it on top, but then I'm thinking, well, if the covering, the balsa goes over from this edge to this edge, well, it's becoming straight anyway, becoming this way, it's going to be higher than the end. So I'm thinking maybe, possibly, would it be that this needs to be cut here and then against the actual bottom spar, which would be kind of hard because the bottom spar is not glued in, so I can't even push it down to glue it. So I'm not sure here. I need to find out what's going on here at this end tip before I can do anything else, before I can cover it even, which is really annoying because I can't get hold of anyone at the moment and I don't know what to do. As I say, on the drawings on the sheet, I have no sort of cutout for the spar. That's kind of moved over a bit, is it? No. I've got no cutout for the spar, and unless it's sheets, I can't see it doing that, and there's no pictures. That is so annoying, but it's all good. It's still that Friday. Well, that's kind of a sausage. Yeah, I'm a bit confused by that, but I need to do that before I start covering, because I just saw that I was about to start covering, and I was like, that's a bit weird. But it might be that it just bows over, but I need to check. I need to find out. I'm sure there's nothing in the text and bits and pieces. What's the text. The how-to and bits and pieces, there's nothing in there, so kind of stuck really. It's a bit crazy, so I'm going to have to ask the question. Maybe I'm going to have to ask Tony himself. I'll speak to George and see if he can ask him a question for me. We'll see what happens from there. Anyway, don't worry. I know it's going to go on to probably up to about part 12, I would have thought. I'm not sure. I didn't get any chance to do the wing at all this week, so hence it was all done today. But stick around, stick with us. We will get this done. But it's like 20 minutes or so, so it's not too bad. It's 20 minutes you'll never get back again in your life, trust me. But it's all good. You're getting a bit of knowledge of not what to do, but it's all good. So if you can get out there this weekend, I know it's freezing in the UK, but if you can get out there and fly and do any kind of RC stuff, then get out there and enjoy yourself. If not, get in the hangar and start building and have that Christmas build. So in the new year, you've got something that you built and you're proud of, and you can get in the air, or whatever else you're going to do with your boat or whatever. do it. Enjoy yourself, because I certainly do. I love it. This is a challenge, this one. It really is, because the wing goes in a bit of weird places and stuff. But I love a challenge, as long as I know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing with the end of the wing tip, but we shall find out and see what is going on, and you'll find out next week. I have got some evenings this week, a few hours that I can do this, so as long as I find out what's going on, that'll be covered. And then next week we do the flip side, which we've got to do the little servo mounting housing, make sure the servo, get it covered, and then obviously get the other wing and stick it together, make sure that everything's all tickety-boot, and then we can stick it in. Now you're saying to me, Chris, what happened to the canopy? We was watching it last week and you didn't say it this week. Well, it's a funny thing that, and they're going to have to tell you next week because I've run out of time today. So, until next week, be safe, keep safe, get out there and have some fun, or get in and do some building. But most of all, have fun and be back next week to watch another episode of the Harrier Tony Nijhuis build with Dad's Aussie Hanger and myself, Chris, for another crazy build. Listen, look after yourself. Thanks for popping by. I appreciate it all from my heart. If you haven't subscribed or liked or all that sort of stuff, then do it, please. It all helps the algorithm, spreads the word about Dad's Aussie Hanger and his crazy antics when he builds. Yes, I even stuck my finger today. Don't go there. Ta-la.